It all began when Angela and her boyfriend, William, decided to escape to the countryside for a party hosted by her friend Olivia. As dusk settled in, they drew closer to the charming country house where they would spend the night. William, a tall and muscular man with striking cheekbones, worked as a swimming instructor at the gym's pool, where he had first met Angela. Angela was a petite student with lovely features, her blonde hair pulled up neatly, sporting a trendy t-shirt, tight blue jeans, and crisp white sneakers. Together, she and her best friend Olivia, who was tall and slender with long dark hair, danced effortlessly. Olivia always looked like a princess, her appearance meticulously crafted thanks to her mother's careful upbringing. Dressed in leggings and stylish boutique blouses, she radiated confidence and grace. The Smith family, well off due to her father's successful business ventures, enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle. Olivia's mother, Mrs. Smith, a cheerful and vivacious woman, ran a flower shop, dedicating much of her time to her business while the caretakers handled the daily operations. Despite being a devoted housewife, there were whispers about her charming personality, leading to a few flirtations, though Angela only caught glimpses of her mother with younger men a couple of times in her car. As Angela and Olivia walked side by side, a passerby might easily mistake them for sisters. Mrs. Smith, though a bit fuller than her daughter, retained a youthful vibrancy thanks to her regular visits to beauty salons and tanning centers. Olivia's father, a workaholic and the founder of a major automobile company, was a stout man with a round face, bald head, and thick mustache, rarely home to witness the chaos his wife often created. That evening, they were headed to the Levine family's country house, as Olivia's father was away on a business trip. Mrs. Smith, eager to organize a memorable party for her daughter, took it upon herself to make the evening unforgettable. Thus, the story unfolds. Angela's recollections of the party are hazy. She remembers mingling with handsome boys from the student rugby team, a table adorned with half-empty tequila bottles, and joyful moments dancing with her friend. After introducing William to Olivia and her mother, the atmosphere grew electric when more guests arrived, filling the room with laughter and camaraderie. She recalls the wild card games in the living room, the carefree dancing on beds, and the unexpected advances from one of the rugby players, leading to a heated confrontation when William intervened. Amidst the chaos, Mrs. Smith offered everyone a taste of an exquisite deli broth from Ireland. But what stood out most was the ensuing drama, a fight between William and a rival suitor that resulted in William needing a compress for his bruises, courtesy of Mrs. Smith's concern. The night progressed with spirited wrestling in the hall, and the boys placing bets on drinks. But Angela's last clear memory was dancing with a charming rugby player who whispered audacious compliments in her ear, longing for a reaction from William. Yet, he was nowhere to be found, and a sense of unease began to creep in as she worried about him. When Angela finally opened her eyes, disoriented and enveloped in darkness, she felt the weight of a thick blanket and a soft pillow beneath her. She had fallen asleep in an unfamiliar bed, the remnants of a wild night, leaving her thoughts muddled and her body weak. The warmth of slumber clung to her, but she forced herself to sit up, aware of the presence of other boys sprawled beside her. A peculiar sensation brushed her chin, and as she licked her lips, a thick, salty taste made her heart race. Panic surged within her. Had something untoward happened during the night? Images of the boys flickered through her mind, and her thoughts landed on William. Where was he? Had he seen her in this compromised state? Her heart pounded in her chest as confusion and dread gripped her. Was it possible that it was William who had been with her? She felt a wave of nausea wash over her as she reached beneath the sheets, realizing she wore nothing at all. Angela hastily extricated herself from the bed, the darkness of the room surrounding her. As she stumbled through the shadows, she fumbled for the table lamp, and with a flicker, dim yellow light spilled across the small guest bedroom. Two boys lay on the double bed. One, sprawled face down, sported a tattoo that caught her eye, while the other, a wiry guy with dark hair, lounged back, looking somewhat disheveled. Both were part of the rugby team, but it was a tattooed one she recognized instantly. As reality sunk in, Angela's mind raced through the remnants of the night, trying to piece together what had transpired. In a state of mixed excitement and apprehension, Angela stepped into the chaotic hallway of the house, where the remnants of a wild party littered the floor. Bottles were strewn everywhere. A small table lay overturned, and a pair of jeans was casually draped over the couch. On a large light gray rug, one of Olivia's classmates, a girl dressed in button-up jeans and a fitted jacket, lay sprawled next to a half-empty bottle of brandy. Despite her disheveled appearance, she wore her jacket buttoned up, seemingly unconcerned about her state. Angela, feeling the effects of the night's revelry, carefully navigated her way through the debris. She needed to find the bathroom. The sounds of water running hinted that someone was either taking a long bath or had succumbed to sleep in the tub. As she approached the bathroom door, she grasped the handle and pushed it open just enough to peek inside. What she saw sent a shock through her. Olivia was on her knees in the bathroom, her makeup slightly smudged and her lips painted. Above her, a young man with a slim build wore an unbuttoned blue shirt, his jeans awkwardly pulled down around his ankles. He was clearly preoccupied with Olivia, who gazed up at him with an expression of affection and surrender. In the corner of the bathroom, another guy stood under the running water, watching the couple with an amused look. Suddenly, the young man turned his attention to Angela, waving her in with a casual invitation to join them. He seemed completely unfazed by the possibility of being caught in such an intimate moment. Angela, bewildered, hesitated at the door. The boy reassured her, "Don't be scared. Come in. We were just talking about you." His demeanor suggested he was not drunk and was fully aware of the situation unfolding. Angela felt her head spinning as she tried to process what was happening. She raised her eyebrows in disbelief, asking him what they were doing. The boy explained with a hint of teasing that it had been a couple of hours since they had all been together and suggested that she had been a willing participant in the night's earlier escapades. Horrified, Angela's cheeks flushed as she struggled to grasp the idea that she might have lost control after drinking too much. The boy laughed lightly and recounted a game they had played in the living room, Cards for Wishes, and how she had ended up with Lucas and Oliver in the bedroom afterward. She felt nauseated as the reality of his words sank in. "You're lying," she exclaimed, covering her face with her hands in disbelief. But Olivia chimed in, confirming the boy's account, admitting that Angela had indeed made a choice that night. Angela felt an overwhelming rush of shame and embarrassment. Amidst the chaos, Angela's mind raced. Where was her boyfriend William? The thought of him added to her anxiety. Olivia shrugged, suggesting that he might have gone to sleep upstairs after some incident that required a bandage. Angela felt a mix of relief and dread. The boy, now introduced as Elias, attempted to comfort Angela, claiming he would speak to the other guys to ensure that nothing was spread about what had happened. He insisted that he would keep her secret, promising that the boys wouldn't gossip, as they valued their team's unity too much to let something like this slip. Angela, still in shock, nodded but expressed her doubts about the possibility of keeping such a scandal under wraps. After a moment of silence, Elias encouraged Angela to check on William, suggesting that he might be in one of the locked bedrooms upstairs. Angela, feeling the weight of the situation, left the bathroom, grabbing the keys to search for him, hoping he would remain blissfully unaware of the night's events. As she moved through the living room and up the creaky wooden stairs, her heart raced with anxiety. She approached the door to Mrs. Smith's bedroom, where she noticed a light flickering under the door. With trepidation, she opened it, only to be met with a shocking sight. William was in the room, handcuffed to the metal headboard, while Mrs. Smith hovered over him. Angela's breath caught in her throat as she realized the gravity of what she had stumbled upon. In a panic, she quickly retreated, knowing that this was a scene she never wanted to witness. As she fled the house, a sense of finality washed over her. Her relationship with William felt irrevocably damaged, and she resolved to keep her distance, from such unreliable people and the chaos that came with alcohol-fueled nights. The story closes with a reflection on the characters' choices and their consequences, inviting readers to share their thoughts on the unfolding drama and reminding them to consider the impact of their actions.